Coach, this week everyone's talking Florida Gulf Coast and parity and such with the men. And is the women's game missing that a little bit, you think?
I thought you saw some minor upsets yesterday, but overall, I think when you're playing on a neutral court, anything can happen. So I think in the men's game there is a lot more parity than there is in the women's game. But you saw that all year long with who was number one. It was a rotating thing where in the women's game the top five really didn't change much all year long. But I do want to go on record as saying I did not root for any 16 seeds in the first year round.
Front row on the right.
Coach, you've built this program, and there were times when the program was not the kind of program that was sort of almost automatically put into the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. What's the difference now between teams that almost always are making the Sweet 16 and the rest of the field?
I think the success of the program is judged on how you do in the NCAA Tournament. We've been to 10 Sweet 16s, and I think we were a good program, but I don't think we got the notoriety or respect until we got to the Final Four back to back. So 4 Final Fours, and finally I think our program is on an elite level, and I think it takes that really to get respect from the people in the country.
What sort of players you have to have different kinds of players than the sort of middle ground teams. What makes that difference?
Yeah, they have to be better. I think our recruiting has definitely changed, and we're getting more McDonald's All-Americans on our team. You have some special players like you have with Skylar, but you have to have good players around them with Kayla McBride and Natalie Chama and Jewel Lloyd, and you have to continue. The recruiting that's the lifeblood of the program. You have to continue. It's a job that is 24/7, 12 months a year, never ends. You go from one class to the next, and you have to continue to bring in elite level players in order to sustain that. But for us, it's always been about chemistry more than talent. And there are some top players in the country that we don't really want on our team. We want kids that are going to fit in, play well together, and be unselfish and team-oriented. So for us, it's a lot more about the fit of the player than the where they're ranked.
Front right. Go ahead, right here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Now that you've had a little time to digest yesterday's game, what was your evaluation of that, and I guess overall where your team is now in reference to trying to make a run here?
Yeah, offensively we were on. We shot the ball extremely well. 8 turnovers in the game, and I thought it a very, very good game considering we hadn't played since I think it was 11 days since our last game. So I thought we'd be a little rusty, but we really came out and looked sharp. So I was really pleased with that. Defensively, our team defense has gotten a lot better. I think that Butler had just an outstanding day against us, but we still managed to win by 30 and hold them to 60 points. So overall, I was really pleased with the rebounding and the defense, with the exception of some individual parts on Butler.
Front left.
Coach, you have a young lady who grew up here nearby in Des Moines. And can you talk about Markeisha and what you see for her in the future and her role with your team and maybe her development, how it's gone?
She plays a really big role for us. She comes in behind Natalie Chama. She's playing some quality minutes. She played quite a bit in the Big East Championship game against Connecticut when Natalie got in foul trouble. She's a steady presence in the lane. She's really smart. She works extremely hard, wants to be good. She's very, very coachable. And I think she's improving dramatically. She has been a defensive, physical player for us. She's the best screener on our team. The guards love playing with her because she sets a great screen. She's the one that is not afraid to bang inside, and I think she's got a really bright future with us.
Second row in the middle.
Just kind of going off her question, is it more difficult to sustain being in the league program rather than getting there? And you see any up-and-coming programs you see challenging Connecticut, yourselves, Stanford, Baylor, et cetera?
I think it is difficult to sustain. I think you get there, we got there in 2001, and it took us a little while to get back. And we went to a few Sweet 16s in there, but it wasn't quite at the level we wanted to be at. So I think we're back there now because of our recruiting. And I think you are seeing a little bit of a changing of the guard. You know, I think when teams are able to win at Connecticut and win at Tennessee, I think you can see that the two marquee programs in women's basketball are being challenged a lot more frequently now. And I think that around the country, with the leagues changing, you know, I think that's going to change things. I think, you know, with us going to the ACC, it'll be interesting to see how the new conference with Connecticut fares. And, you know, I think the ACC will be a really strong league for us, and hopefully that will become the best league in women's basketball.
Back left.
Coach, could you talk about the evolution of this year's team? You had to replace 3 starters from a year ago. You had 3 freshmen coming in and another player that hadn't played the year before. Been a phenomenal growth from the early part of the season. Could you talk about the depth and the strength and the quality of the team from top to bottom in the course of the season?
We had a lot of questions coming into the season, losing 3 really good players, 3 starters, 4 seniors, 2 in the WNBA first round. So we had a lot to replace. And we started talking about that in April and what we needed to do to replace them. Natalie Chama has made some great strides in helping us do that. Kayla McBride, we knew was going to be a great player, but having an All-American year, and I think has really solidified her spot nationally. But you have freshmen coming in that are untested. They're great players in high school, but you don't know how they're going to react in the college level, at this level especially. And Jewel Lloyd had a phenomenal season, Rookie of the Year, one of the best freshmen in the country. Madison Cable, probably a surprise player for us. Coming in after an injury last year, didn't allow her to play as a freshman, gave us great minutes and continues to give us great minutes. I think Michaela Mabry gave us great minutes off the bench. So our freshmen really contributed quite a bit, along with Ariel Breaker, I think kind of an unsung hero for us. So I think our players have really developed throughout the year. They've gotten better, they've gotten more confident, and I think we're growing as a team.
Front right.
Will it take another generation of kids for the women's game to be where the men's game is in terms of the depth of talent across the country?
Yeah, I don't think you see as many game-changing players. You know, I think in the women's game, there's a few at the top that can come in, but you know, you look at Connecticut had the #1 recruiting class in the country. Mariah Jefferson, the #2 player in the country, didn't. Morgan Tuck, a top 10 player. Brianna Stewart, a top 10 player, and it takes a while to adjust to the college game. I mean, you have to be a really special player to come in and make a significant contribution as a freshman, and I think the number of players that can do that nationally is pretty small. So yes, I think it will take another generation.
Middle.
Coach, can you talk about, this is kind of the scenario you didn't want with playing a home team in the second round. What are the pitfalls of that for you guys?
Well, I think we've been road tested. You know, we're battle tested. We're undefeated on the road, and so that's kind of the message we're sending our team. We've gone to Connecticut, we've gone to Tennessee, we've gone to a lot of tough places on the road. So we know what that's going to be like. The crowd's going to be against us. You know, there are going to be a lot of people cheering against us. You would hope that you know, we get some more Notre Dame fans out there tonight to balance that out. But you know, we're ready to go.
Question in the back.
Coach, what can you say about the balance of Iowa? You had Samantha Logic yesterday, had a double-double, 23 points, 11 rebounds. Melissa Dixon hit a couple of big three-pointers to get them back in the game. What can you say about the balance of Iowa, and how is that going to be a challenge for you guys?
Yeah, Logic had maybe the best game of her season so far. A double-double is a fantastic accomplishment for a guard to have, and she played extremely well. I think she's the key to their team. Her assist-to-turnover ratio is really impressive. She runs the team. She's a smart player, makes them better. You know, I think that she is definitely somebody that's a challenge for us. You have Printy and Dixon with great three-point shooting ability, so you got to go out and guard on the perimeter, and then you have the inside presence. So they've got a really good balanced team. They have. I don't think you can leave anyone to go double anyone else. I think you have to really play them straight up. So I think it's a challenge for us.